Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying, Call Allah, Yahweh, Shem Yah, Shai, by Shem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostle, and those great millstone. Peace and blessing to you, Hakim, pushing this truth throughout the four winds. You can see this video is entitled Western Civilization Has Destroyed, and quotation marks, our women, because they no longer belong to us. So, and what I mean by that is Esau and the mind frame of everything that he has set up is basically to draw out and distract and keep what was our women and basically win them over to their system. So it would be like a round circle fitting into a square peg. Okay? And that's the thing. Our women, they try to fit into a system that was never set up for them. It just looks good. Okay? So with that, we're just going to get the ordinance and how things are supposed to be. 1 Corinthians 11:1. It says, Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Hamashiach. Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember in all things and keep the ordinances. So it was an order of things that was set up as I deliver them to you. So it was always set up in a certain manner, in a certain mind frame of how things were supposed to be. Okay? So it says, but I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is the Most High. So this is the way it was delivered, and we were set up to keep these things in this order. Okay? It was supposed to remain in this order, man and woman. Okay? Now, if we're rewinding ourselves into remembrance of what we came from, this great people, this great nation, these things must take place. This is how we're supposed to conduct ourselves to the best of our abilities. Okay? But the snag and the snare and hang up is Esau has set up this thing with the feminist movement, and they set up like female rappers, and notice it's only targeted to our community of women. It's only targeted to women of our so-called nation, or our nation. Okay? No other race, you have women that's so out of order and out of line like ours, because it was set up that way. Okay? But this is the ordinance. Okay? And if we're rewinding ourselves and putting ourselves in remembrance of the ordinance, our women, this is how they're supposed to be. Are they? Fuck no. And if the shoe fits, wear it. If not, so be it. But Esau did a major mind fuckery on our women, bro. To where it's me. It's me. Everything is about them. Now this is 1 Corinthians 11:8. It says, For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. So these women who are calling themselves Israelite women, they have to know their place. Will they in this society? More than likely not. You know why? Because now you have outside influences, and those outside influences can tell these women, I'm not going to do that. I'm not falling in order. And like women that actually come out and said, I think it was Monique came out and said it, how she follows her man and all that, and she just got all kind of backlash. Like, man, she just trying to be in order. She's not listening to nothing you say, because at the end of the day, she has to go home and be with the person she's saying she loves. Okay? So, it's way out of whack. This is Sirach 25 and 23. It says, a wicked woman abateth the courage. She would discourage you. You know what I'm saying? She'll throw you all off track. Maketh an heavy countenance and a wounded heart. These are the things that these women do today. Instead of trying to, knowing that Esau has his foot on your throat, you know what I'm saying? And none of these things are excuses. They're just reality. Okay? Knowing that, let's just look at Jake. Jake can go out and go to the store, grab something from the grocery store, get pulled over, and more than likely not even return home. But you just see in reality what happens with our so-called people. Okay? So, with all that being said, these women, they know how the system is, but they still want to dive themselves in that system and be a part of that system. Okay? And it says, a woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. So, and a lot of times we're just stressed just for the fuck's sake of it. Like, Jake could go to work and it just seems as if you're always on the last string more than likely. You know, like, you're expendable. Like, we're expendable. To be honest with you, when you go on a job, you're expendable. The first person that's going to get fired is you. You know? But the thing is, you got to go home and listen to garbage. You know? And it says, she maketh weak hands and feeble knees. Like, you like, man, damn. A lot of times I've seen Jakes that got off work and went straight to the store and bought beer and rode around because they didn't even want to go home and face their women. You know, because it was always going to be something. It says, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. So a lot of these things we read are red flags. You know, they're red flags. You look at it and be like, oh, man. So you know what to look out and watch for. Okay? Because a lot of times, more than likely, think about it. When Adam, when he fell, how did he fall? To sin, to what? His woman. Just that, and through that, we all had to experience what it was to sin, to die, things of that nature. We're going through the same things now. Okay? The same exact things now. A lot of men get knocked off and fall off because of what? Women. So, these are red flags. Okay? But Esau and this system that's set up, man, it got these women, bro, and the black, so-called Native American and Latino women, it just got them in a mind frame of just so rebellious. You know, it's just so rebellious. They think they actually have freedom. They just don't know what's about to hit them. Esau is going to pull that rug from up under them, and they're going to realize they've been living in deception the whole time. Okay? This is 1 Peter 3 and 5. It says, for after this manner, the old time, the holy women, see, it was actually women that were set apart. Okay? Who trusted in the Most High, adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands. Now, is this a bad thing that you subject yourself to your husband? No, because the scriptures tell us that a good man in the eyes of the Lord and the way the Lord sees is a man that has you following these laws, statutes, and commandments, and that's going to get you, hopefully, salvation. That's what's considered a good man. But Esau made it to where a good man is, you got to have this amount in your salary. You got to basically bend over for me. Please me. It's about me. But if these are like ways that we're supposed to be going back to, this is what women are supposed, this is how they're supposed to be. You know? But look, it's even more. It says, she subjected herself to her own husband. It says, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, she obeyed him. Okay? Calling him Lord. That means she put herself under him. She knew her role. Was it bad? No, that's okay. If you're an Israelite, you want to cover your head. You're an Israelite woman, you want to cover your head. You want to wear your fringes and things of that nature. And you want to proclaim to be in the truth. It comes with just more than that. Okay? It says, whose daughters ye are, as long as you do well. Okay? So you remain that as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. It says, whose daughters you are, as long as you do well, and are not afraid with any amazement. So you're not supposed to be afraid of what you are. It's not supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not supposed to be caught off guard to where, girl, you doing that? You listening to all that crazy stuff over there, yada, yada, yada. And it's not supposed to knock you women off of what you believe in. Let people think what they're going to think. You know, you're going to get flack from either side. If you're on this side, they're going to talk shit about you. If you're on that side, they're going to talk about you. So why not be on the side that you know is going to benefit you when all this shit breaks loose? Okay? It says, likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as the weaker vessel. Okay? And as being heirs together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. By you putting that woman on a high horse, that goes against the ordinance of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And guess what happens? Your prayers won't be answered. So this shows you that the chemistry between the husband and the wife as an Israelite man and a woman, it has to be in this type of line. You know, she has to know her role. You got to know your role. Okay? And when it goes together perfectly. Because you know what you're supposed to be doing. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. That's just the way it works. You know what I'm saying? So, those things can hinder prayers. And it's speaking to the man right there. It says, hey, give honor to them as the weaker vessel. No woman should be ruling over you, telling you what to do and all this and that. If that's the case, your prayers will be hindered. Okay? But not to get too far off topic, but this is how Esau has it structured. It was a reason why these scriptures were written. Give honor to her as the weaker vessel. This is a note passed down, you know, so we would know how to maneuver. We would see those red flags. And this is Proverbs. Now, what better example could you follow as a man when your own mother tell you these things? The words, this is Proverbs 31:1. It says, the words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. What? My son. And what? The son of my womb. And what? The son of my vows. Give not thy strength unto women. Don't give your strength over to women. Are you going to deal with them? Yes. But when you start putting them in a place to where they see it fit to rule over you, guess what happens? Nor the ways to that which destroyeth kings. She told him this. When you give yourself over like that, guess what happens? Kings are destroyed like that. Have you ever wondered why Esau wanted the man out of the household? Have you ever read the Willie Lynch letter? That was the structure. And that's why you see our women today, for fame and fortune, it will sell out just to tell a woman, you don't need no man. Notice, you don't see no Korean women doing that. You don't see white women doing that. You don't see no other one. It's our garbage women that's doing that. And our women, for some reason, follow those things that Esau has set up. Like, you don't know that this is the structure that he has set up and the purpose that he's doing it. Okay? It says, who can find a virtuous woman? Wow. For her price is far above rubies. Okay? Who can find a virtuous woman? Who can find a woman that's going to stand through all the heartaches, the pains, and ride like a soldier for Yahweh Shem Yahshua? But it also said that's how Sarah rode. And as long as you're doing the will of Yahweh Shem Yahshua to your husband, guess what happens? You remain in that lot. Okay? That's what a virtuous woman is. It says the heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. Go figure. Check that out. Her husband, he looks at it and like, that's a virtuous woman right there. Okay, but there's more. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly. And worketh willingly with her hands. Let's see. She is like the merchant ships. She bringeth her food from afar. She raiseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household and the portion of her maidens. She considereth a field and buyeth it. It says, with the fruit of her hands she planted vineyard. She girded her loins with strength and strengtheneth her arms. That means all the things she's doing, she's passing down to her daughters. Okay? She's passing this information down to her daughters. She's looking at her children. And these, if you ever look and notice, when I read this, the first thing that comes to mind is the lioness. You know, she does like she works, and that's just what she does. You know, it just seems so familiar with the lioness. Okay? It says, she riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens. She considereth a field and buyeth it. With the fruits of her hands she planted a vineyard. She girded her loins with strength, and strengtheneth her arms. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth out by night. She layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the staff. So basically she sews and she makes like the garments and the clothing and stuff. She strengtheneth out her hand to the poor. Yea, she reaches forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. You know, she's a seasonal woman. And guess where this came from? That's why when we read earlier, it says the old women in like times, they passed this down to their daughters. Okay? If you're an Israelite woman, these are things you're to teach your daughters. You know, that's how a nation is raised. We're not trying to raise a nation here, but that's the things that's supposed to be trained up. Okay? It says, she maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land. She maketh fine linen and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchant. Like she's selling, you know. She's basically a grinder, you know. She's a grinder. Okay. It says, strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in the time to come. Strength and honor is her clothing. That means she's known. She's a strong, and this is why when you go back to 30s, 40s, 50s, you saw this was predominantly, you had this and that. These were our great grandmothers and our grandmothers, because I'm a little older, you know. This is what you saw in these women. You know, they didn't have no time for bullshit and shit on the side. Their prime objective was family. Family. My immediate family, this is exactly what this is time for. I have time for. Okay? It says, she openeth her mouth with wisdom. That means when she taught, when she spoke on something, it wasn't no bullshit. And in her tongue is the law of kindness. You know, these women don't exist no more. And if it do, well, I guess it do. Wherever it exists. Okay? It says, she looketh well to the ways of her household. That means everything she's teaching in her household is going to be beneficial. She's not going to lead her children astray. Okay? It says, let me see. And eateth not the bread of idleness. So all the things that's going on in the world don't even faze her. That's idolatry. You know, it's like worshiping idols. It's idol. It means nothing to her. You know what I'm saying? Material things don't mean shit, because her mind is solely on her family. It says, her children arise up and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praiseth her. You know why? Because she's about the family and her business. Look at life today. Look at women today. Just listen to some of these lyrics and some of these songs. And women are being raised by reality TV, the music they listen to. Little girls are being raised by those things, and nobody sees nothing wrong with this. Okay? 2/3 it is what it is. But if you're calling yourself an Israelite woman, these are steps in how you're supposed to be. Okay? It says her children call her blessed, and her husband praiseth her. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excelleth them all. She's supposed to stand out. She's supposed to be a standout. Okay? Favor is deceitful and beauty is vain. Because once everything has a start and a finish, bruh. Beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord shall be praised. How she fear him? Through her actions. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own work praiseth her in the gates. So you're going to know her. You're going to know exactly everything about her, because she's going to show it through action. Okay? Everything is going to be through action. All right? But truth be told, we'll see these women on the other side. With that, I want to say, call Allah, Yimla, Yahweh, Shem, Yahshai, Ba'ashem, Kwadash, double honors to the Apostle, Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to y'all, can push this truth throughout the for win. Till next time, Shalom.